Hey, welcome to the Driven Podcast. This is our first one. I am the host, Plasma. I am a GITD co-founder. Gaming is the dream. That's our little thing that we'll talk about later. And I'm joined by my co-founder of GITD, a content creator and an editor, Simplex.
Nice, what's up?
I'll just talk a bit about us and what we're up to. I'll be uploading videos, every couple of weeks. This is our first upload, and we'll be doing this probably around weekly. We'll do one after the World Championship. I'll also be uploading clips regularly, the sort of standard stuff. You?
Content went on YouTube is my main focus. Instagram and Twitter, I'm not too massive on, but they will have clips on it. But other than that, it's pretty the same.
I'm a grand champion, 2,000 hours in the game, been a fan since the beginning. I'll be uploading clips quite regularly. I have quite a flashy playstyle, so we'll see how that goes. So what I mentioned was gaming is the dream. GITD.
Yep.
So this is our little adventure. This is what this is all about. It's essentially a content creator network that we want to get into. The idea is that we will be working with other content creators, of which we'll have some news soon. We've already got our first.
Yeah, leaks.
So that will be coming out soon. But the idea is to work with other content creators, leverage each other's reach and skills to create better content. It's going to be EU focused, and you'll just see so much more details about that coming soon.
Yeah, early stages. So follow our Twitter. Keep posted. Everything we do, we put on Twitter.
Team GITD.
At Team GITD everywhere.
Yep. And also, it's worth mentioning our Patreon. This is how we're going to be funding a lot of, especially the podcast.
Pretty much everything, yeah.
You'll be able to find that again, Team GITD. There's ways to sponsor us very cheaply or actually get some really good benefits, but that will come over time, and you'll see what happens.
Yeah, if you're a lover of this podcast, you can pay, I think it's like $1.50.
Yeah.
You get a question answered, guaranteed.
Yeah. So
that's good. You definitely do that.
And yeah, that helps us keep doing this.
Yeah, there's more benefits, but just go read it. The link will be in the description.
But yeah, what I want to move on to now is what we'd usually call our sponsor section.
Yep.
And we don't really have a sponsor, but we can say we're sponsored by GITD and talk about that in a bit more detail.
Yep.
You want to give some thoughts?
Sponsored by ourselves. Yeah, GITD is a thing we made up quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Very long time ago. Actually was originally made on Rocket League back before online. Was it before online? I remember we were playing the tournament section with bots, and we needed a name.
Back when Rocket League came out.
We needed a name to call ourselves. We sat there for about half an hour and came up with it.
Gaming is the dream.
Yeah, GITD. And then we just stuck with it for years. I've been using it throughout every game.
Yeah.
Then going back to Rocket League and actually going, this could work. And sorting some things out, and it's looking like it's doing pretty well.
Yeah, we just had this idea that, think of the most successful way to grow as a content creator. It's usually collaborations. Why not create a network built around collaborations and sharing audiences and creating higher quality content? That's exactly what we want to do. There's no salaries. It's not like that.
Yeah, there's no contracts, no nothing. It's a community-based thing. You want to join, you join, basically.
Yeah.
It's everyone grows everyone. I mean,
we keep a high quality though. We can't just let loads of people in.
Yeah.
But the point is that we kind of scout for content creators that we enjoy their content and we feel they've got room to grow, so we can help them. So it's kind of a two-way street. We help them, they help us. No one pays anyone anything for the beginning, And long term, we hope to do things such as producing merch, high quality tournaments, collaborating with other big content creators to create really good content. For example, it'd be awesome to do a tournament with League of Rockets.
Yeah. Maybe dabble in esports a bit.
Yeah, maybe even dabble in esports, which you'll see some more details of if you go check out our Patreon. If you look at our goals section, you can see that far, far, far in the future,
very far.
if we have enough patrons, we really do want to get an esports team involved, because we just love this game, and it would be so cool to see our brand involved in the esports scene and help Rocket League grow, frankly.
Yeah, as much as Rocket League isn't the only game that this tag has been used on, it's made sense to be the one we grow on, because with Plasma's experience with Rocket League and his connections and networking and the whole vision behind it, and as well as the fact that Rocket League still has so much room to grow, that if we make ourselves indented in Rocket League, we grow with it.
Yeah, it does feel like Rocket League has a lot of room to grow, but it also feels like we've been saying that for a long time.
It is weird because everyone knows about Rocket League.
Yeah.
Like everyone, but not everyone really does anything about it. Like all the other orgs that aren't in Rocket League yet all know it's there and all have thought about it, but it's interesting how no one's... I think everyone's waiting for one person to do it.
I think there's also a not talked about barrier of entry to Rocket League. I don't think a lot of people talk about this, but think of someone famous like Ninja. He goes to the next battle royale comes out. He plays it. He's the best. Day one. But if he turns on Rocket League, he is rubbish.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to be rubbish at a game. He's a competitive guy. And I remember when Summit 1G checked out Rocket League, kind of in the early days, he played against Cronovi and a couple of other famous people. And Cronovi just, for lack of a better term, crapped on him. And I don't think Summit enjoyed it because he's used to being the best.
Yeah.
And people like that don't want to play games where they're not the best.
It's easier to see yourself being a pro in a game in a style of game you've been playing for years.
Yeah.
When you go to Rocket League and like controller, or sometimes mouse keyboard, but you go to controller, and it's a completely different style. You see the pros, and you go, that's not even possible. You can't even imagine doing anything like that. With watching Ninja, you can be terrible, but still imagine that in the right mood, the right time, how you're feeling yourself, you could hit all the same shots as he could.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it feels like it's just mouse movement. It's always much more complicated, but when you're watching it, you just think, well, yeah, if I was just more accurate with my hand, I could be Ninja.
Yeah.
Whereas Rocket League is, just so much more to worry about.
It's more than pressing buttons in a combination. I think it's understanding. You need to understand the game a lot more.
Yeah.
With other games,
even at a low level.
Yeah, even at a low level, it's just like both basic rotation comes in at such a low level anyway.
Yeah.
Which in like games like CS and stuff, as much as you need to know where people come from, you just kind of know that stuff. You don't need to actually teach yourself anything. With Rocket League, you need to learn stuff. Not much of it comes naturally.
So what's been your experience transitioning to Rocket League? Because I know you played a lot of games that were basically first-person shooters beforehand.
Yeah, I was big CS, went to PUBG, and Fortnite, then Apex a bit, and throughout all of that, I was dabbling in Rocket League and not still my most played game by far.
Okay.
Rocket League is, but
nowhere close to the combined hours of these other games.
Nowhere close to combined hours of my keyboard. So it was a big step for me. Going, all right, let's do Rocket League, because then that's me, not to blow up my like horn or anything, but it's throwing away all my skill with mouse and keyboard over the years that I've been playing.
Yeah.
And just go, all right, I'm gonna just do this and only this, and to know that it's weird to not be the best at something as well. Not like that, but it's weird to not be already good at something.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what I was talking about. That's the barrier of entry for non-Rocket League players, is that you have to be crap at it when you turn on. There's no alternative. No matter how good you are over controller, nothing. You're going to suck at that game when you turn it on.
A lot of first-person shooter gamers, well, from my experience anyway, and people I know, if you're not good at a game, we don't play it.
Yeah.
Like when we turned on a new, like, the Battalion game that came out,
yeah,
when we turned that on, we weren't good. Like, we kind of stopped for a bit. So, like, we're all used to being not bad at CS or not bad at Fortnite or anything. So turn on Rocket League and you're just trash. And you have to just accept that you're going to be trash for another 400 hours. It's very heartbreaking.
Yeah, see, I think, to be honest, because we played about 100 hours of Rocket League before we ever turned on online together.
Yeah.
And I had already been watching the pros, Cronovi specifically, for a very long time. So I was already trying aerials and stuff. And I think I flew forward really early on in the game. And then, with university and everything in life. And I just took a break and haven't really played too much since. I've tried to. But I actually had a lot of success at the beginning.
No, you got very close to pros. I unfortunately went the other end and went, screw this game, and went for pro in CS. Got nowhere near. But I got like semi-professional. Like top 100 UK teams.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, semi-professional. So I kind of regret that decision. But I'm playing Rocket League now.
Yeah.
I'm champ free, so I'm doing alright.
Yeah, with under 1,000 hours, right?
Yeah, doing well.
I'm just the best coach, right?
Oh yeah, best coach. Yeah. All these things he's telling me.
But yeah, I think I got in RLCS Season 2 and Season 3, I got top 128, so I was a few series away from the play-ins or whatever they called them back then. And I played the game casually. I sort of played a lot of ESL tournaments. I have a couple wins against a pro player or whatever, as a lot of people who played early did. But I've been around since day one, and it's still my favourite game of all time.
Yeah, if you had the time to continue as much as you were, you'd be pro, and you'd be in top 10 team by now.
Well, we'd hope, but I know I'd still be involved in the scene.
Also, your play style is very, very pro-y. I'm just better at matchmaking, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I get to a higher rank purely based off of not like not trusting my teammates or the enemy, but not preparing myself for an outcome that may or may not happen. I kind of just play. And I think the way you destroy the pros, but get really terrible in matchmaking, is because you assume, and the way to play is just a way to play. So a terrible person charges their last back. They tackle you and score. They shouldn't have even gone for it.
Yeah.
In your mind, why did you go for it? Because in a pro, he wouldn't have gone for it, and you would have skilled him up and scored.
Yeah, I'd say that's more of a fault though. I'm not gonna blame anyone else but myself. I think I do, as you say, overthink it, but I'm also basing my playstyle. To be honest, I think at this point I've watched more Rocket League than I've played.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, I think subconsciously and consciously, I sort of know how you're supposed to play this game, and I rely on that far too much with my playstyle. My playstyle should be more ready for anything. So I think that's the better way to play.
I think it's the hour dip. I think you went from such high hours playing every day to being such a high level, then because of uni, just stopping all of that.
Yeah.
You're still playing like you're at that level, or playing that your mechanics are that good.
Yeah.
And you've just lost, and your rank has gone lower. You play less. Your mechanics are probably worse.
Yeah.
So it just probably confuses you a bit when you play.
Well, I'll have to get back in the grind now.
Yeah.
Now that I'm a bit more free.
Yeah. Easy top 100 real quick.
I just play this game for fun at this point. Even just pulling a good clip every once in a while, that's all the fun I need. I do miss playing with a team though. That's one thing university took away from me. Is being able to play with a team, because most people expect you to be on every day. You can't really be on a team if you're busy at school.
Experience with CS, when I played CS, it's so nice to turn on like Steam or turn your computer on and have someone messaging you telling you to get on. It's so much better because the motivation just to turn on the game and train by yourself is just not there, unless you're really feeling it. So having someone else or having a reason to get on and play, which is why I think the pros have an advantage, because they're already being paid to do it.
Yeah.
If I was waking up and being paid to play a game, I'd play the game 24/7.
Yeah, but I do think a lot of the most successful pros probably are motivated by money, because at least 50% of them have been around since there was really no money in this game.
Yes. I imagine it's a bonus rather than a need for a lot of them.
Yeah. I mean, Turbo Pulsar, he made the Forbes 30 under 30.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, there's some money in this game. I mean, you win every tournament, you're going to do well. But
I mean, yeah, you win every single tournament, you might make some money.
The 3-time. Yeah, that kind of
that
turns
us. That looks like that reign's over, though.
Oh, yeah. Good transition, because I want to talk about some news. And one of the big pieces of news is that Turbo Pulsar has left Dignitas.
Yep.
Very recent, I think the last couple of days. I'm fairly certain he chose to leave. I don't think he enjoyed the team. And I think at times he's their best player, so I don't see why he would have been kicked.
Yeah, I don't imagine he'd be kicked.
So I think he's just looking for different opportunities. Do you reckon he could go to another continent?
Oh, yeah. What was it, EG, that are taking people from other continents?
Yeah, so EG have Drippy. So another bit of news is that they dropped both Classics and Corrupted G.
Yeah, which
so now they've just got Drippy.
I think that was a mistake, but...
Well, the reason is because they already got relegated, so they didn't have an RLCS spot anyway. So what they could do is sign 2 players in RLCS already, and then have an RLCS team. EG are the sort of org that would do that.
To get Turbo, and who else would you get?
Well, no. A good option is, with another bit of news, Space Station?
Yeah.
AXB Typical Sathu, they kicked Sathu.
Why?
And everyone was shocked because, to be honest, some people said I would agree that he was their most consistent player.
Consistent-wise, yeah, definitely.
And they kicked him. They might have kicked him because they heard about the Evil Geniuses news and realised, well, we're the 5th best team in NA, and now we're a 2, so EG, we're the best pick,
Oh, maybe it's a...
That might be a strategic thing, or they had something else lined up, but they're yet to fill their 3rd, so we'll see.
I think a lot of lineups rely on this LAN. As much as this LAN is all orgs, I think it's... A lot of these teams, no matter what the result are, won't change. Like, I don't mind NRG changing, or Cloud9, no matter how bad they do.
Do you think if NRG get another 2nd place, they won't change, though?
I don't think they need to.
But as much as they're a good team, sometimes you just need to change something, some fresh air.
It depends on who gets first. Because if Cloud9 get first again, then it's NRG needs to change something. If someone else wins, it's just NRG not winning. That's different. I think if you lose to the same people, you need to change. But if you just keep getting 2nd, there's no reason to change.
Yeah, fair enough. I kind of felt that with G2, though. When they kicked Cronovia, I really wasn't happy with it. Because I felt like, yeah, you've had a couple bad lands in a row, but you're always 2nd in NA, and you're always getting to LAN, so you always have the opportunity to be the best team.
Yeah, I lost all respect for G2. I mean, he was their poster boy for ages, and he was the captain. He picked the team, didn't he?
Yeah, he signed JNAPS really early on. He just saw a potential in him.
Gave JNAPS a career. Gave Rizzo a rebound career, because didn't Rizzo...
Yeah, Rizzo was kind of on his way down at that point. But
became the poster boy for Rocket League and G2, and then the way they kicked him was just stupid.
Yeah, heard about that. So basically, Cronovi found out through his girlfriend, who found out through his manager.
Yeah, it's just
or coach or something.
Awful.
That they were trying out other people. And I think Cronovi said on stream that he sort of knew that was happening anyway. Because I'm sure you can get the vibe in a team environment that your team doesn't want you there anymore.
Yeah, and he probably was told by other players. Other players probably saw it and was like, "Where's Crow?" Yeah. Probably messaged Cronovi.
But for Cronovi fans, I think it's been good because now that he's in a team where he's arguably the best player, he's really standing out.
Wonder's pretty good.
Yeah, well, AJ just keeps pulling off.
I still think Cronovi is the best player with no boost.
Yeah, he's incredible at that. I also think that there's two sides to that. He either is useless with boost, and that's why he's always got no boost, or he specifically plays with low boost. I'd have to look at the stats.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I will look into that because he does have an interesting playstyle. But honestly, seeing him make LAN was just the best thing. We were really going crazy that day.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
And they just dominated Space Station, who looked like the clear fourth best team in NA.
Yeah.
I think they swept them in the qualifier game. I mean, what on earth?
I think Cronovi really wanted it. I mean, it's been a while since he's been... I mean, he's been there every single season, pretty much. It's been a while since he's actually had a statement in LAN and everything. Because G2, as much as G2... A lot of people knew G2 as Cronovi. It was really never him. It was more JNAPS or Rizzo that did something that was like the talk about. Cronovi kind of just existed. It became a poster boy for it.
Yeah, talking about Classics, Corrupted and Turbo as well, they have decided to team up for DreamHack Valencia because there's no reason to worry about your regions when you're just turning up for a LAN.
Right.
So that could be interesting. I mean, Turbo is obviously not going to team with them long term. I think he can do better than that, and I think he knows that. But him, Classics and Corrupted, it's going to be interesting to see how they do. Because that's three kind of OG players, as people may refer to. I remember when Corrupted was grinding to the top, he was known for being Mr. Ranked Warrior. Like, he was always online. He played like 10 hours a day. Yeah. I remember it. I remember watching the pros play and come up against him constantly. He wasn't good enough to be pro, but God, did he just play every day so much.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see him have success now, consistently. Like, you know, they've been getting to LANs, top 8 finishes sometimes. They're falling off now, but I have no doubt they're Corrupted too.
Yeah, I do wish there was a tournament that was really based on randomizing the regions and teams a bit.
Like a draft.
Yeah, like a draft sort of situation. Like you pick captains or something.
Yeah.
And they just pick whoever they want. Because I think that'd be so cool.
I think that would just cause drama though. Because say Garrett gets captain and he doesn't pick Justin and Fireburner. I mean, he would. You'd probably have to put a rule in like you can't pick teammates.
Well, yeah, you can't pick teammates. That's how you do it.
Okay. If you could see any NA team, any three.
Any three? I think I thought about this before. It'd be, I don't know. It'd probably be Justin, Torment. Then who would be the third?
First, I'd say Garrett. But if we have to go separate,
I was going to say Garrett or Gimmick. Like just a solid.
Assume we have to have 3 different teams though.
3 different teams.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know. I'd probably put Crow in there. I think that'd be. I think if you put Crow, Torment, and JNAPS. No, Justin, sorry.
Yeah.
You get Justin, who's just Justin. Torment's just so good, but I think Cronovi, just the experience and the way he just improves teams when he's around.
Support player.
I think that'll be insane.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I've always wanted to see how a player like Chicago plays with a player like Justin. Because Chicago has never had a Justin or Squishy on his team. Where they have this, because he tends to be the scorer, the fast player on the team. But can you put 2 players like that in a team? Can Squishy and Justin be in a team together? I think yes, because of the way they're both smart and mechanical goods. They're not just messy. I mean, sometimes you see Squishy wasting a load of boost.
I think it would do damage to Squishy because he'd be the one you'd have to put his ego down a bit.
Yeah.
You'd have to because just of skill and of consistent skill. I guess skill is the same, but consistency is different. Justin's always just nuts.
I mean, it's strange because I do think NRG are clearly the best NA team when you're just talking about NA. And I think changing them in any way would probably be a mistake. Maybe Torment for Fireburner, but although I think Torment's a more effective player in his own right, I'm not certain that combination would work better.
I think it would, but I don't think it will if they do that, because Torment has never not played with his two teammates. He's always been with Squishy for years, and played with Gimmick before that separately. So it's just he would that three. Even if Cloud9 drop one of them, I think they will live.
But I think Garrett and Justin are. If you want two people to be attackers, I don't think you can pick anyone else, except if you're arguing Squishy and Gimmick. So yeah, what about EU then?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it's strange. Vitality is basically a dream team.
Yeah. If you could have picked earlier a team of 3 players that would just own you, you build Vitality.
Yeah. I mean, I actually think a lot of the teams in EU are kind of perfect as they are. I think Barcelona, I don't see anyone you could replace that would make the team much better. I think it's the same with Vitality, although they can beat each other as teams, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of similar with C9 and NRG. I don't think if you swapped any of the players, either team would get better or worse too much. People always talk about Fireburner being a weak link, but it's quite clear he's not. Chrome, NRG's manager, he clearly doesn't think so.
There's a difference between being someone that doesn't get any points and a terrible player.
Yeah.
The fact that he gets no points, but that team wins every game.
Yeah.
He's not doing nothing, because if he was doing nothing, they wouldn't win every game.
Well,
Justin isn't that good.
I think now Fireburner needs way more credit, because we always talk about who are the SARP veterans that are still relevant, who are the OGs that are still around. He was the best NA team forever.
Yeah, what was the old Rogue? Was it Rogue?
He was Kings of Urban.
There was what was the team that was Sizz, Fireburner, Jacob? Back in the day.
I don't think Sizz has been on Fireburner's team.
I swear they've played though.
They played together, but I don't think they've been on a team together.
I think. Are you sure?
I don't think so, because Fireburner's basically been with Garrett G since season 1. Season 2 they joined together and they've been together since.
Must have been playing together.
And season 1 was Fireburner, I think, Jacob Sad Jr. But Fireburner has been at the top since day one. He's always been known as a striker or a defensive player. You make your mind up. But both roles he can do.
Back in the day, 50-50 good. That's who he was.
I mean, he has dominated NA for such a long time. And people always talk about, who are the OGs? You know, Cuxir, Kronovi. Fireburner's got more success.
Fireburner's not underrated. It's like the Kronovi situation where commentators just assume Kronovi missed or done something, but when you hear like Turtle talk mid-game, and he just hypes up Kronovi because he knows how skilled he is.
Yeah.
But everyone's just took that as a basic. If you don't do anything above that, you're just not good. I think that's what's happening with Fireburner. Everyone knows he's good. If he doesn't do anything, it's just not there.
Yeah, and it's also hard to look good with Garrett and Justin in a team.
Yeah, I imagine it's very annoying to actually do anything.
I don't know who you could put there that would stand out in that team.
As soon as you start doing anything, you've just stopped Justin's chance.
Yeah.
So you kind of feel bad.
It would honestly be in your favour to just play a supportive role.
Yeah, fully. It'd be in your favour just to do nothing.
I mean, talking about Turtle as well, I love Turtle as a...
Oh, I hate that. It's amazing.
He just adds a level of, I don't know, just insight into being a professional. He has a different opinion on every player based on his own experiences rather than just what you see on the screen. You know, it's great for us to, you know, we're thinking about, this team, that team, this guy's great, but you know the pros know far better. They played against them hundreds of hours.
You can they know who the good players are.
Yeah,
because it's just total respect. Because even the fact that, like, I know everyone says Kronovi's not the best. I keep going back to Kronovi because he's such a good symbol for someone that used to be amazing, that isn't the best, but is still good enough to be there. The amount of players that were considered the best that aren't in RCS anymore.
Yeah,
it's like, well, Kronovi's still there. He's still making LAN. So he can't be terrible.
Exactly.
And Turtle knows that, which is why he's good.
For other news, I think that's everything for teams. Obviously, Peeps, who just got promoted in NA, they dropped Arsenal. A lot of people were surprised by that. So you've now got Rettles and Gyro looking for a third. But that's a newly promoted team. They looked insane. They've looked really good. And then they dropped someone, so...
I don't know why you'd on a high drop someone. There clearly must have been some internal beef.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't think it was anything strategized, because that just seems like the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been the same as Space Station, where they see the Drippy thing and think, "Oh, that's our chance to get an orb."
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, we'll see. You know, as a fact, they've definitely tried with Drippy. You know, these teams will try out each other multiple times over. Even when teams don't change, they try each other out. You know, remember last season when G2 were looking for their third to replace Kronovi? They tried out Garrett, and Garrett considered it for about a week, he said. And he said he decided he'd rather stay with NRG.
It's interesting because of how new everything is. Players getting bought in ones.
Yeah.
That makes sense. They're getting bought in. If you look at like something like CS, for example.
Yeah.
You either buy a team or you buy the minimum players you get is 2. No one's ever. I mean, it happens sometimes when it's like the best player, but you always bring 2 over because there is not one player. Maybe a couple, but the average player is not just good on his own. That's just not how that works. And Rocket League, I think, will eventually get to the point where everyone's moving around in 2s, pairs.
Okay.
I also think every girl is kind of scared to drop anyone because it's all still up in the air with, I mean, contracts are signed, but pro scene's only just started. The players that are going to be here for the long run are clearly visible.
Yeah.
Like NRG is not dropping anyone. Cloud9, if they could lose everything, they're not dropping anyone.
Yeah.
I think so that's why it's surprising to see like Dignitas drop Turbo. Like why? Like I feel like
I think he left, to be honest with you.
Really?
Because I agree. Why would they drop him? That's why I think he left.
I don't see they did bad, but you can't go from winning 3 in a row, for example, and then losing one, and then being like, "All right, that's it. You're terrible."
To be fair, they did look a lot worse than they have in the past.
I think it was everyone else just got better.
Really?
I think the Cloud9 win last season really shook everyone and go, "Wow, you just need to be on form.
You just need to go."
Like it stopped becoming so, which is why I think Kronovi fell. Well, he's even doing better because he's always stuck to strategy.
Yeah.
He's always said like mindset is the better way to play a game, or whatever he said.
Yeah, he says the most important thing.
So it's everyone going, oh well, they clearly didn't have a plan. They were just spinning, having fun, and won. So everyone's kind of just relaxed a bit. But the New Orgs haven't. Orgs all stressed.
And also, the biggest news of the last few weeks is that Twitch streamer, but more importantly, Rizzo's girlfriend, Dina, has been signed by G2.
Oh, yeah. See, you saw that as like cool. I see that as very risky.
Oh.
I don't want to wish bad blood on everyone. I love everyone.
Yeah.
But they break up, or Rizzo gets kicked, or anything. That's just awkward tension.
Yeah.
And some people could separate the work from the relationship.
Yeah.
But that's only a case if you're working at different places. I feel like once you're working with the same people, you talk. Anytime you have a problem, you talk to the same person.
Yeah.
It also almost becomes like your relationship counselor by accident.
Yeah.
And then if you ever disagree on anything, I think it will take a lot for either Bina or Rizzo to just not be bothered by it. I also do think she only got it because of Rizzo. I think like Rizzo would have edged a bit there.
Yeah, I mean, she's really successful in her own right.
Yeah. But she
had...
didn't need to sign anyone. I think it was Rizzo going, you should, plus I can get you in pretty easily.
Yeah, references are everything in organisation.
Oh, yes, massive.
Also, we referred to the bricks. So it seems they've dropped Mystic then, since a lot is trying out with them. I think that was a good move. But we also spoke about who else is free. Turbo. You could see a speed Turbo Huxia team, which I do think is better than Dignitas.
Yeah, I think. Well, we don't know how Turbo does with new players.
Yeah.
We have no idea.
He's known for being quite adaptable.
Yeah. But he's also known for like. He'll have to do a Kronovi because Kronovi's always built a team around him.
Yeah.
And to go into Rogue, he had to change.
Yeah.
Which is why he's improved so much because he's not stuck to his play style. He's clearly playing differently to suit the better players.
Yeah. I think you just have to look at past to see how good Turbo is at this. He was the sub. And then Maestro can't make Season 3 World Championships with Remco and Devo. So what do Remco, Devo and Turbo do? Oh, they win World Championships.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So...
Do you make Turbo captain though?
What, of a new team?
Yeah.
Or if he joins?
Or yeah, do you make him shot caller, for example?
He's not the sort of person that's a shot caller, but out of Huxia, Turbo and Speed, I don't know who is.
It's pure respect. You kind of have to just give it to Turbo.
Maybe, yeah.
That's why I think people struggle. Like if Squishy or Justin went to a new team, you couldn't not give it to them. That's why I think Rogue is so good because Rogue didn't give it to Kronovi.
Well, I think Fireburn is the NRG captain I think it suits him, to be honest.
No, it definitely suits him. I think Justin, no offense to him, he's a bit childish. I mean, yeah, he's young. I also think because he's young, he's nuts.
Yeah, that's a benefit.
Because there's a barrier of relearning stuff.
Yeah.
Compared to learning stuff, I think it's different. To relearn to play a game is different. It's actually a lot harder than just learning how to play a game.
Yeah.
I think of him just coming in and just being nuts, and he's always just been nuts.
That's Justin. In other news, quite a while ago now, but it's still big news, is EpicGames.
Yeah, I saw this.
Buying Rocket League.
Buying
Psyonix.
I was kind of happy about it, ish.
The general response was actually really negative. All the pros seemed like, oh no. I think it's because EpicGames at the time and kind of now are in a bit of a bad reputation phase, only because of how successful they've been previously. But they're changing Fortnite, aren't they? And you know more about that.
Yeah, they changed Fortnite so much. I mean, it's one of the reasons I stopped playing it.
Yeah.
A few seasons ago, because every month they just changed the meta. Add a new shotgun, changed what damage it did. Add a gun that just destroys the game. But I think they did it on purpose. I think they did something to make people talk about how bad the game was, then fixed it, and then look, Epic Games is such a good developer because they fixed it. But they fixed their own issue, so it doesn't really count. Because it took so long to fix it, it's well done. People were worried that was going to happen to Rocket League. I think it's good for Rocket League because it only just means more funding, high prize pools, and it's still on Steam.
Hopefully quicker bug fixes too.
Oh, but I think the game will just be so much smoother. I don't think Epic is dumb. If you look at how they've done Fortnite, they're clearly not stupid.
Yeah.
I think they're just gonna collectively fix it. And if they do a major change, I think they'll know very fast that wasn't the right move and they'll revert it.
Yeah, but so I'm not really involved in the Fortnite community, but I could tell when they made some changes, people backlashed big.
Yeah.
Epic then tend to change it.
Sometimes. But there's a difference between those 12-year-olds, no offense to all of you Fortnite players, moaning at you to change a gun damage to a loads of pros and a really not cult-like, but a cult-like community that Rocket League is, all going, this is stupid, fix this now. There's a completely different vibe there. Because the 12-year-olds weren't going on Reddit, they were just making YouTube videos and Twitch streams moaning about it. There was no, Reddit is so much powerful. Like you say Reddit's very powerful. I think it's more powerful in developers than it is for social media.
It's because it's built around communities, by default, the way that it works with subreddits is you are surrounded by people with similar interests to you. So you have, there's only one place to go to talk about Apex Legends news, for example. And that's exactly why it's so powerful. I think it's good. I think it'll only increase prize pools. I don't think they're going to chuck loads of money at it, but I think they're investing more long term. And to be honest, they've already been working with Rocket League behind the scenes for years. It's on Unreal Engine. And they've openly said that they've been working together for a long time.
I think it's also a safe one. Because look at being an org that's like 100 Thieves or FaZe and seeing an Epic Games that have done Fortnite and are so successful.
Yeah.
Go into a game and buy it. There's clearly something there. There's clearly a reason they did that, and it clearly just helps orgs maybe get into it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they want to grow it or kill it. Because that was a big argument as well. I was reading about it. Epic Games could just be buying it to destroy it. Because that happens sometimes.
God, yeah. I doubt it though, because they have such a good relationship with Psyonix.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Psyonix, I think, worked as contractors for them before Rocket League.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they made their money, to make SARP and stuff like that. And in other news, Psyonix released their summer roadmap. There's not too much to it, but there's a couple cool features they're talking about adding. So I'll just mention them. They're going to add a Stay as Team button in Ranked.
Stay as Team?
Yeah, or something like Party Up with this guy. Or something like that.
You can kind of really do that with Steam. You just do recent players.
Well, I think they're going to incorporate it into Rocket League, make it a bit smoother. It's clear though, since their recent changes with the Rocket ID and stuff, they're trying to become independent from Steam.
I mean, yeah. Maybe they planned this Epic Games thing so much earlier, which is why they announced the making friends list thing. Because this friends list thing only helps either console or Epic Games, because now it can go over to Epic Games and doesn't need the Steam friends or everything. Because the ID thing means, I think the ID thing was definitely because of Epic Games.
Yeah, it makes sense, and I think the game will move over to Epic Games. I don't think they'll do anything to existing Steam users.
No, they said Epic Games released a comment about it. They said that it's moving to Epic Games. You can't buy it on Steam anymore, but updates will still continue to go to Steam. So you can still, if you own it on Steam, it's still good. You still get the updates. It's just if you want to buy a Smurf or whatever, you have to go on EpicGames.
Yeah. And also they spoke about adding, I mean, it was quite vague in the post, additional inventory management tools.
It'll probably take 2 years.
That's what they say.
You remember when they announced the
Rocket ID? That took
that took
years.
so long.
They kept changing the
They
announcement.
added a trial like over a year ago, and that was fine. I like that, and it's still the same.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the Faceit stuff. You know, they talk about Faceit integration. It's kind of done, but not really. And what's happened since then? That was months ago.
Yeah.
Are they going to give us any updates? I doubt it. They're not very good at communicating, but hopefully that improves over time.
Hopefully EpicGames improve that one, yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll be that inventory management will be stuff like labels, stacking. You know when you have like 10 different colors of a wheel, it'd be so nice if they were all in one. You click on it and then a side menu comes up. I actually saw that on Reddit earlier.
Oh.
I'll have to find the name and put it in the description of the Reddit user who posted that. That was a really good post.
It'll probably just be more advanced settings because you can go to like wheels and colors.
Yeah.
There'll probably be like a both section. And I think it'll just extend the tab. I don't think it'll actually do anything insane.
It would be nice if we at least had labels or something, or some sort of stacking of colored items.
Newer as well. They need to do a new tab.
Sort by new.
Every time you get an item or like you get one of the crate things, you don't click open now and you have to scroll through your inventory to find it.
That's a good point. That's a good idea.
A new section or labeled by quality. They already do that. Labeled by like quality, like higher tiers, higher level.
Yeah, but it's not very extensive.
Okay.
It's quite simple. Their tier system's quite simple. They also talk about just quality of life improvements to trading. I don't know what that means. Again, that's really vague. It seems like they're not going to do much this summer. I'm sure they're working on something else behind the scenes that they can't talk about. They also did small changes to the lighting on Salty Shores. I swear that used to be called Sandy Shores. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't think it was called Salty Shores. That doesn't sound right to me. But they adjusted the lighting because everyone talks about being blinded. Obviously, I'm not on a high contrast computer. So.
I noticed it, but I kind of liked it. Like the farm map.
Yeah, Farmstead.
That I love. The colors, it's great. But everyone else hated it. But it's like my color and contrast is so high, it just looks so beautiful.
Yeah, see, I'm the same with Utopia Coliseum. Everyone says it's too bright, and it looks beautiful on my screen.
The only map I don't like is the one that's got the noises when you score. Champions? Is it Champions Field? Nah, it's not. It's the other one.
There's loads of stadiums that do. Neo Tokyo, the one where the announcer says something.
Yeah, the announcing one. That's the most annoying thing ever. Only when sometimes there's the other one that goes, "What a save?" And I'm like, "Go away."
Yeah, that's Neo Tokyo.
It's BM.
I actually missed the old version of that map, but I played on it the other day in Rumble and I realised why they got rid of it. It is so messy.
Oh, but it's so good though. The old version.
Like getting good at flying off the ramps was so fun. But yeah, I think that's everything for today.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed us talking for what is this, about an hour now?
About an hour. It might be shorter for you guys.
Oh yeah, from the edit, but we'll see. Yeah, check out GITD on all the socials. Team GITD.
Yeah, at Team GITD on everything. I'm at GITD_Simplex on everything.
Yep. I will soon move over to GITD Plasma. I've got some things to sort before then. But right now I am Plasma by night.
Yeah, mine is underscore, so mine's GITD_Simplex.
Yeah, okay.
On everything. Subscribe to Plasma, obviously.
Yeah, subscribe to this channel. This is on my channel. This will always be on my channel. It will be, I'd say, around weekly, but it's based on events and what's happening.
I think if you want to keep up with news, follow Plasma and at Team GITD on Twitter. Yeah. I'm not as active on Twitter. Definitely follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram we're going to be active with clips and maybe even little teasers and stuff.
Patreon, give us your money. It's going to be great.
Yeah, Patreon's going to be a load of fun. You can see all the benefits there, and I think we're going to make a separate video talking about our Patreon once we've created a bit more content. We'll talk about the benefits and the Discord, and maybe even talk about the potential future releases of merch.
Follow GITD Twitter though. Stuff is coming.
Stuff is coming.
Make sure you sub to YouTube. There will be a trailer for that channel very soon.
Yes,
working on that.
And yeah, thanks for listening. Gaming is the dream.
Cool.
See you later.